So, good morning, everybody. Hey. I'm here with Eve. I'm gonna flip the camera on in a second because we have a big activity this morning. Eve Henson has a wonderful piece published in the Fresno Bee today from our advocacy campaign. Peers at the table, and I'll turn it over to Eve because she's the one with the talking points. I just have the red lips.
Ooh. Place at a peer wellness while we're talking.
Big activity this morning.
Peer in the local community here, and she was unhappy with changes that had taken place at
I just have the red lips.
I was approached by Ashley Moore. She is a peer in the local community here, and she was unhappy with changes that had taken place at a peer wellness center. I am taking it from peer-led models to medical top-down model, and that's not what they were originally contracted for, and a lot of peers are unhappy, and we want to be heard, and a lot of folks don't feel heard. Actually, she went out and had 155 signatures of consumers or members, whatever they're calling them now, of Blue Sky Wellness Center, and they're either past or current. So it's not one or two voices right now. We have about 158 speaking up about this, and it's very hyper local. These are all the people these changes have affected. And yes, there are issues and problems. There are things that need to be addressed and handled and cared for, and there are models out there that have been really successful in that. But these aren't being considered. Peers aren't being involved in these changes, and
Why don't you tell us what a peer is for those people who aren't in a neurodiverse community?
Oh yes, a peer is someone who's like me. We live with, I live with PTSD and with a deaf community. They include, so I always think of it as a three-legged thing. We have is neurodiverse, and that includes a lot. These are things, but recover and live, and they do their job. And then we have psychiatrists. So I always think of it as folks I met because they taught me how to live with this. So you have to start finding my footing, and they were the band-aid for me that kept me alive during those early days where I really, my memories start coming in more when I'm going there, and the folks I met because they taught me how to live with this. So you have peer model. It's not to overtake other models, it's to include. So I always think of it as a three-legged thing. We have therapy, and they do their job, and then we have psychiatrists with medications, and they do their job, but to actually be out in this and live it and learn coping skills and how to not just survive but to thrive, and also self-acceptance, and to find a community, well, that takes peers, and we need that. We need all of it. So but we also can't have people helping us and representing us without us actually being involved. So that's what this campaign's about.
So what do we have going on here today? Why is it Christmas morning here at
Christmas
Fresno?
morning here because after that campaign was brought to me, I did a lot of
Why don't you tell us what is American Badass Advocates?
Oh, we're an organization that we're for peer-led.
Speaker, writer, it needs to go this way because of the light.
Right, so I wrote this piece after talking with Ashley and a lot of peers and people involved in the community and Blue Sky Wellness Center since the get-go to now. And I wrote this piece because what we need is to be heard. We need to be a part of the solution. and not just being treated as the problem. So,